How's everybody doing today? My name is Doug Yullenbrock. This is Barb Filer, and we're going to talk today a little bit about Another Day in Paradise Convention, which is scheduled for March 10 through 13, 2021 in Perry, Georgia. A lot of great things we're planning for this event. I know a lot of folks are really excited about getting back out and doing convention stuff. So we're going to get into this now. If you have questions, please send them in and we'll be happy to answer them. We do have some questions that folks sent to us over the last day or so. So we'll start with those, and then as we move ahead, we'll catch all the other questions that we're getting from folks who are watching. Barb, how things going? You ready for Christmas?
I'm just about there, Doug. Almost.
I haven't seen your list come to me yet. I don't know.
That's right.
Well, you better get it in quick because I got a lot of work to do the next week, and so
I'll have it there.
All right. One of the things, obviously one of the big things that folks have questions about is how we're going to be treating COVID at Perry. It's a big deal, and don't think that we're not thinking along those lines. Mask wearing will be mandatory. We've got a lot of questions about that. It's not a whether you want to or don't want to. It's you will wear the mask, or if your doctor says that you can't wear a mask for a particular reason, we're going to have you wear shields. So you should be prepared when you show up with masks, with shields. If you have a doctor's order that you don't need to be wearing a mask. This is an FMCA thing. We're the ones saying we want you to wear a mask, and it's for the protection of yourself and for everyone else in attendance. If you're not interested in wearing the mask or it's something that you're against, I suggest you either don't register or call us up and let us know that you're not going to be coming. It's not going to be it's not going to be something that is an option. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. We're not trying to be mean, but it is something that we're going to insist upon. We also are going to have a lot of social distancing in our seminar rooms, in the entertainment areas, and everywhere we go, we're going to try and keep people spaced apart a little bit. One of the things it's kind of when we usually schedule and plan these conventions, one of the things we like to do, and one of the things we're interested in doing, is bringing people together. We want crowds. We want excitement. Unfortunately, we have to go the other way on this one. We have to try and keep people apart for their own safety and for the safety of others. So there will be a lot of social distancing aspects of this. We're going to ask folks when they go and they see a chair, don't move that chair. Chairs will be set out in certain areas for a reason. And leave the chairs where they are. Don't pull them together. Don't move them together so you can be closer to somebody. With that said, we're also going to have less chairs for folks. Some of our seminar rooms will have less capacity. Our entertainment areas will have less capacity just because we are spacing folks out. So keep that in mind when you're signing up. Or if you've signed up already and you're going to be planning to attend. It's going to be a little bit different than in the past when you look at that. Our exhibit halls going to be completely different than what you're used to. We're going to have wider aisles. We're going to have one-way aisles, so the traffic will just go in one direction. We won't have folks going back and forth with against each other. We're going to make sure that there's plenty of signage indicating that as well. There'll be signage on all the buildings to be wearing your mask, to be keeping your distance from other folks, not gathering in groups larger than a few people. So a lot of that kind of stuff will be going on. We'll have hand sanitizing stations throughout. We'll have hand washing stations throughout. So we are really preparing for that, and we're trying to cut down on our contact possibilities as well. We're going to be handing out our welcome bags when you arrive. So you won't have to go looking for a welcome bag or finding our welcome team to get your welcome bag. We're going to give it to you when you roll in. We're going to have a link that you'll be able to access and tell us where you are parked instead of using the locator card as you may have in the past. There'll be a lot of other little things like that, that we'll be talking about as we go forward. You'll be getting information in your confirmation pack. We'll be sending emails out with detailed information about what we're going to be doing to make sure everybody's safe. And that's kind of the biggest thing. We want people to be safe. We want them to be comfortable being there and knowing that, they're in an environment that, is as safe as possible. We can't guarantee anything. When we go there, we're going to do everything we can to make sure all the protocols and things that CDC and the state of Georgia have in mind. But it's really up to the attendees to take care of themselves and to take care of others while you're there. So we're going to do our part, and we're really we're going to be hoping and asking all of our attendees to do their part as well. So I'm sure we'll have other questions about COVID as we get closer, and we'll be happy to answer them. But that's kind of the gist of where we're at right now. I'm looking forward to this event. I'm looking forward to seeing folks again. Doing this planning is quite a bit different than what we've had to deal with in the past. But I'm happy to do it. Barb's happy to do it. Everybody who's involved is interested in doing it at this time, because we want to get back to the way we were last year, before last year hit. So
I want to mention these protocols that we're taking to try to keep it safe. It may create some backed up situations entering the exhibit hall. If there's a lot of congregating, we're going to have to sort of wait to let things, people filter through a little bit. So don't get, angry or, at the person at the door. They're just trying to keep the flow so that, 50 people aren't, clogging up one aisle in the exhibit hall. So things like that might happen. The other thing is, I guess, we all want it to be is sort of take care of yourself. If you don't feel good, and you think you get on the grounds and, you're all of a sudden you're not feeling good, get a hold of us and talk to us about it. Don't have a fear about, I've got to go, I spent all this money, whatever, just get a hold of us and tell us, stay in your rig, give us a call, and we'll get things figured out for you.
Yeah, we will have some different, speaking
medical.
Of that, if you aren't feeling well, we're going to have some information for you as far as a number to call, somebody to talk to. We certainly don't want anyone who is not feeling good to come up to the activity areas. Give us a call. We'll take you some steps through what you need to do. Obviously, we're going to be asking you to tell us how you feel. If you're not feeling great, just hang out and we'll take care of you, as Barb was saying. The idea, as much as we want you there healthy, and we want everybody else to stay healthy as well. So there will be opportunities to talk to us, and we will certainly listen and do whatever we can to make sure everyone is safe and taken care of as best we can.
Well, we have a question, Doug. How have the vendors responded compared to past years?
Well, we're doing fairly well on the vendors. We've already sold out the Miller Murphy Howard building. Now, obviously, there's fewer booths in that building than we've had in the past. We're also going to be using the Georgia Grown building, and we started putting some vendors in there. Like our attendees, many of our vendors are waiting till after the first of the year to make a decision on whether or not. We've got a good group. Our usuals have already signed up, and they are anxious to get started. They're very interested in getting going again. So that's looking good. Our RV display areas are doing okay. One of the problems and one of the issues we have with the RV displays, and for those folks who have kept track in the industry, the RV industry has exploded here, and inventory of RVs is very low right now. So we're going to have our usual group of displays there. The question is, how many RVs are they going to be able to actually bring to the show, because a lot of them are being purchased. It's a good problem to have, but they're having a hard time keeping up with their inventory throughout the RV industry. So we will still have a nice showing of RVs, and we're talking to our manufacturers and our dealers and seeing exactly what it is that they're going to be doing. But so far, the exhibitors are excited. They're ready to get back at it. I'm sure, most of our attendees are ready to get back to seeing seeing the exhibits and talking to the folks that they know. And everybody's looking forward to it. It's very positive from the exhibitor side on how we're going to go forward from here.
Yeah, they're very excited. Doug, who will the entertainment for the rally or for the convention? Who will be our entertainment?
Well, we've got our featured entertainment is going to be really good this convention. Starting on Wednesday night, first night, opening night, we're going to have Jeff Allen. He's a humorist, and if you haven't seen Jeff, I'd suggest you go and check out some of his YouTubes that are available. Funny guy, talks a lot about family, talks a lot about the way things were and the way things are now, and kind of, I'm sure a lot of these will resonate with folks who, folks who are there and, kind of looking back and looking the way things are and seeing how kind of crazy life has become for a lot of folks. So I think you'll have a great time that night listening to Jeff and hearing his stories. On Friday night, kind of our headliner is Josh Turner. He's a country gospel star, and I'm sure anybody who has followed country music knows Josh, has heard his music, will be singing along. He is a bona fide country star, and I'm really excited to see Josh, and I think our attendees will as well. Terrific artist, great deep voice, and I can't get enough listening to him sing. He's just awesome. And then on Saturday night, for those who were at Perry in 2018, we had a group called The Grapevine, and we're having them back. They were a terrific entertainment group, and we had them a couple years ago, and they play a lot of oldies music that everybody knows their songs. You're gonna know, you'll be singing along. So that'll be a great night of entertainment to wrap up the convention. So I think everybody who is there will be very excited for those 3 nights of entertainment.
And we're always updating entertainment and surprises on FMCA.com.
Yeah, check out FMCA.com. You can go and I think we have some links on there where you can check out their bios, listen to some music, or watch some videos and things like that. So give it a look, and like I said, I think you'll be thrilled with the entertainment we have for this event.
Renee wants to know, will we be receiving parking passes and scheduling materials in the mail prior to the convention?
Actually, we will be sending out confirmation packets beginning January 20th. And in that packet, you will receive a booklet with all kinds of different information about your arrival at the event. You'll also be getting your badges, your parking credentials, all that type of stuff. Barb's got a whole bunch of it here. It'll come in a packet that looks just like that. And we ask that you please open it up and look at it when you do get it, just to make sure everything's in there, or at least the things that you think should be in there are in there. One of the problems we have sometimes is folks don't open it until they get there, and then they realize, oh, this isn't what I was supposed to get. So please do take a look at it. Make sure that it's all correct. Barb's going to show us. That's from our Tucson event. That's our confirmation packet. The booklet has all kinds of information. It'll have directions. It'll have all kinds of other information about the event that you need to know before you get there. Now, once you get there, you'll receive your program and some other information. We also will, prior to the event, send out an email to everyone with the opportunity to look at the digital edition of the program. We also will have an event app that you can download for your computer, or for your phone or computer, that you can use. So a lot of information will be coming out to you as we get closer to the event. Most of it kind of starting the middle of January, end of January, and then moving through February.
Just real quickly, there'll be the arrival card, and then what type of parking. If you get this packet and this is in conflict with anything, just give us a call and we'll make it work. We'll work it out with you.
Yeah, everybody should you'll get a parking card, as Barb showed, and then also an arrival card. That tells you which day we have you scheduled to arrive. If that doesn't work, give us a call, whether you're hoping to meet up with friends or come in with friends or something else. We'll get you figured out. Our parking days will be the seventh is kind of our first parking day. It's mostly for volunteers, and then on the 8th and the 9th are our main parking days for everybody else. So once you get your things, open it up, make sure your parking credential looks correct, looks like when you were supposed to be coming in, and from there, if you have questions, give us a call. We'll help you out.
You can always come in after the date. Just if you need to come in before that date, you've got to let us know. So we can help you. If you have
a credential that says the 8th and you can't come in till the 9th, you don't need to contact us. You just come in the 9th. But if you have a one for the 9th and you need to come in the 8th, please let us know.
Yeah.
So we can get that straightened out for you, so you don't have any hang-ups when you show up.
Also, sorry, this is always big questions. Since we're mailing like the January timing, if your address is going to be in conflict, that you will not get that packet. You've changed, you're down south, and we don't know that. Be sure we get a proper shipping address. Can they change that on? No, we have to change.
No, give us a call, and give us a call or send us an email at convention@fmca.com, and we can change where this confirmation packet is going to be sent, or we can flip you over to have your things held at will call. And if we do change you to will call, you will still get the same information emailed to you that you would receive in your confirmation packet, except for your badges and parking cards. We issue those as physical pieces that you have to put in your windshield and to have your badges. We don't send those emails, so you do need to get those physically at will call. But we can send you the confirmation guide and all kinds of other information via email, so you can get them ahead of time if you have will call, and that way you can get in and then pick up your credentials when you arrive.
Yeah, when you get back. Now it says this is always a misconstrued thing too. If you register early, do we start parking early?
When you register, depending on what you are looking for as far as your parking, if you are a general registrant, you will come in on the 8th. If you are a first timer, you will come in on the 8th. Depending on when you registered, it may bring you in earlier, it may not. For folks who are registering now, you'll be coming in on the 9th. That's just the way we've broken things down. If you're a volunteer, depending on what type of volunteer opportunity you're interested in, you may come in the 7th or you may come in the 8th. If you're a parking volunteer, you're coming in the 5th. So it just depends on what your individual situation is. Most registrants for the first few months will be coming in on the 8th. We switched over maybe a couple weeks ago to bring in folks into the 9th. First timers will all come in on the 8th, as I mentioned earlier.
And again, if you can't come in on the 8th and you were given the 8th, it's okay. Give us a call. We'll change it if it's prior to the mailing. And don't worry if your travel plans back you up and you can't make it on the 8th and you can come in on the 9th, that's okay. It's just like Doug explained earlier. Another question. Last time you mentioned using buses instead of open air trolleys. Is this still the plan?
Yes. We'll be using buses for our tramming. We had in the past, we've always used the pull behinds from the grounds. That became problematic from a couple of different standpoints. So we've contracted with a bus company in the area, and we will be having buses as our trams. Now, we will also be doing social distancing on those as well. So every other seat will be unusable on each side, and we're going to rotate, stagger them back and forth. So on the buses, we'll be doing that as well. And we will also have our activity carts, our 6-passenger golf carts that we'll be using for transportation. On those, we'll be having no one sitting in the front seat, and then our back seats, we're going to do our best to kind of use some plastic to separate the folks who are in the back seats, so they're not kind of against each other. So, but we will be having buses. We will not be using the open air trams.
Mr. Reed wants to know if you're traveling to the rally and using will call, how will we know our arrival and parking date? And as Doug mentioned, we will send you an email. It will say your arrival date is this, and it will contain all of the documents, PDFs of what you need. to get in until you get on the grounds where you'll pick up your hard copy of things.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you get all the information you need via email ahead of time if you've chosen to have your credentials left at will call.
If you don't receive this email, or get a hold of us and we'll send you it again. But just they go out in batches to by dates or by.
And we will have that information also in our Info Central location. We'll have a lot of information there. We won't have your individual arrival date card or arrival date information, but we will have our confirmation booklet, our will call
the
page that you put in your windshield. And we give that to folks so that when you arrive, if you put will call in your windshield, you will be directed to the will call area, and you won't get queued up to be parked and then realize, oh, I still have to get my stuff. So you'll be directed straight to will call where you can pick up your credentials, and then you'll be sent to the queue to be parked.
Facebook user, can we use a family member's mailing address instead of our mailing address for the packet? Absolutely.
You can use, you just tell us where you're going to be and we'll send it there. Like as I mentioned, we'll be starting to send out on January 20th. So most folks during the first 2 weeks, they'll get if you've registered already, from the 20th probably to the beginning of February, you will receive your packet in that period of time. Okay. So you just need to let us know where you're going to be, and we will make sure that it gets to you at that address.
On the back side of the registration that we work in, there is an actual shipping address, and we can load that in for you. You can email it in to us at convention@fmca.com or give us a call. Facebook user, are volunteers still needed? Absolutely.
We will be looking for volunteers until we are there. And probably beginning in January, we will start sending out some dedicated email blasts to folks who are registered already, asking if they would be interested in volunteering. We need help probably in pretty much every area: security, seminars,
golf cart.
Activity cart drivers. Yeah, pretty much everywhere we could use help volunteer-wise. So if you are interested, you can give us a call, 800. What's the phone number? God dang it! Just 543-3622, or convention@fmca.com, and let us know you're interested in volunteering. You can also go on our Information Central page on the website to find out more about the different volunteer opportunities and what's all involved. I can tell you if you're going to be volunteering for security, activity carts, or trams, we're going to be asking you to come in on the 7th of March. If you're working information, coffee hour, seminars, or FMCA store, we're going to bring you in on the 8th. If you're a frustrated maestro, we're going to be bringing you in on the 7th as well. So those are kind of you can find all that information on the website, and determine if you're interested in volunteering, what you might be wanting to do during the event.
That's good. Our next question is, will the ability to get true weight and wheel on a motor coach be available in Perry? Will there be anyone there with scales? If so, how do I sign up?
Okay. The folks from the RV Safety Education Foundation have been doing weighing for years, and they will be back in Perry to do weighing. We will have information about them both in your confirmation packet, and they'll be in the program as well. Basically, what you'll do is you'll sign up once you get there. They'll have a booth set up in the information center on Wednesday morning to sign up, and then you can go sign up at their booth as well during the event itself. They do a terrific job. They do individual wheels, and then they give you a preliminary report right there on site. And then I believe it's like a week or two later, they will send you a really detailed report for your weighing. So if you're overloaded on one tire or one side or the front or the back, and they will give you some idea of where you're overloaded, what might be causing the problem, and how you can resolve it. So they're a great group. They've been working with us for years on this. It's a very important safety part of RVing that some people, I think, don't really pay attention to, and you really should. It's such a vital, important part of when you're on the road. So, there'll be more information, like I said, in the confirmation packet. We also will have some information, I'm sure, on our Information Central page that you can look at regarding this.
Will the frustrated maestros be part of the Perry Convention in March?
Yes, we will have the maestros opening up every day for coffee hour as they do. They're a great group of people who help us get the morning started off with some terrific music. And then they'll also be playing one afternoon, the coffee hour afternoon, with a little concert out in the Events Central area. And, they do a great job. Charles Marston and Roxy, they have been working with me for years now and do a great job getting it all organized, getting folks to come perform, and putting out some, some really some good music. So they will absolutely be there. And if you are a frustrated maestro or interested in being a frustrated maestro, if you have some musical ability, feel free to give us a call, and we'll direct you to Roxy and Charles, and you can get hooked up with them and become a frustrated maestro as well.
Is there a location on the FMCA website stating all specific COVID-related restrictions or rules for the Perry Convention?
I will tell you there is not right now because we are still in the development stage of those. I've talked a lot about that early on, but we will have. There'll be some information in your confirmation booklet, but there will also be more information as we get closer, as we get upon the actual event, and then once we're at the event, you will have, I promise you, in your confirmation book, in your welcome bag, there will be a list of all the rules, protocols, and all the things we're going to be doing COVID related. So you will have it. The big thing is, I want everybody to understand, masks are mandatory, and we will be doing social distancing. Those are the big things as of right now. But there will be other things that we will be letting folks know about.
I mean, mention the agreement before the packet, or no? Okay, just making sure. Doug, it looks like what measures will be taken? I think we have covered a lot of that, and then feature entertainment images. Let's see, feature will be the touch image of that. So I'm not sure if we've. Jason, we're looking good with the questions. I'd like to do a little plug first.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
It's all about me, no? Okay, so the seminars are,
Go ahead.
Okay, the seminars are rolling in fast and heavy. We've got several new ones this year. Our old favorites are going to be here too. But one of the many things we do, and it's kind of new since Gillette of 17, is our supersized book club. And it's just, even in a year of COVID, the authors are just more than happy to participate in this, and I've been so lucky with it. And this year, we're graced with Jerry Allman. She's written several books. Well, she's going on her third one. There's two. I have two here. Whoops, I feel like yes, two here. But we're going to be reading The Reluctant RV Wife. We'll have a link on the, where is that, Michael?
It's on the Mile Marker website, webpage.
On the webpage of how to go purchase her book. You'll read it, bring it to the convention, and she will be there. She'll do a reading for us, and then a Q&A, and then sign your book for you if you're new to this program. But she is very excited. She's out west now. She's going to work her way across the United States. They're full-timers, so they'll do that. And she's actually from the South, which, the Southern authors are just always a pleasure. Sorry, Mike. I'm getting used to looking at the camera. are always just so much fun for us. And she's very excited. She's got lots of interesting stories and tales and talents that she'll share with us. She's going to camp with us the whole time. And so this should be a really, really fun year for our Supersized Book Club. Okay, so get the book.
You excited about that?
I'm excited about that. Well, we're always so lucky.
Barbara's done a great job with this Supersized Book Club over the years. I mean, we did start in Gillette a few years ago, and it was kind of an iffy thing, and it was a hit immediately. And it's been great ever since, and we've been very fortunate to get some terrific authors to participate in this. And Jerry's another one that we're really looking forward to bringing into Perry, and for you guys to hear her and then also talk to her as well. And that's part of one of the great things about the book club is you can sit there and ask questions and talk to the author about the book and kind of what he or she was thinking, or the rationale behind it all. So it's really a great opportunity for folks to get together and do something that it's kind of just different. I mean, it's something that Barb came up with a few years ago, and it's been a huge hit. So keep that in mind as you're getting ready, and grab the book and go ahead and give it a read, and then come talk to Jerry about it at the event.
We're working with a lot of women's programming. So I've got crafters coming in. We've got a couple paintings, a wine glass painting. So there's a lot of excitement, and we'll just be getting this stuff up on for you to see as it builds. We're just getting the program, getting ready for that process now, which is always fun.
Yep. I got a question from Norman, and he is asking, will you be taking temperatures? Norman, that's something that we're talking about, and we have looked at this to figure out how we can do it. And with the number of buildings that we have and the number of areas, I'm having a really hard time figuring out how we can do this and make it safe. If we were all just going into one building, no problem. We've got about 8 different buildings and areas that we'll be using. It's going to be very difficult to get temperatures for every person everywhere. I have a limited number of people who I can get to volunteer. I have, other situations. We're still looking at it, so I don't want to say no for sure right now, but it's going to be very difficult, and I'm not finding an easy way to do it, or even an easier way to do it. I don't, if we can do it, even if it, if we can do it, we'll do it. If it makes it almost impossible, we're going to have a hard time, and I'm just struggling figuring out how we can do this effectively and efficiently. We had another question about attendance, asking if
I can help you.
Okay.
If seating will be limited at entertainment, why are you not limiting how many rigs can attend? Do not want to be denied attending events because there's no room because too many people.
I don't know who you are, so I can't address you directly by your name. We are looking at limiting the attendance. That is something in discussion. It hasn't been announced yet, but we are looking at keeping the numbers down just because of the seating issues. And as you said, we don't want to oversell the thing and then not have enough seats for folks who are registered to be able to enjoy the particular events, whether it's seminars or entertainment or other things. So if you are registered right now, you're in good shape. If you haven't registered yet, you may consider registering soon, just because of that. We haven't announced anything yet. We are still in the discussion phase of that as to how many we can actually have on site and feel safe about it.
What is the current rig count?
We're a little over 1,000 of RV registrations. Now, when you say rig count and registrations, it's a little bit different because we do have passports as well. So we're probably around 1,000 total RVs attending, and then about 30 or so passport registrations. And passports are basically somebody is going to come as a registrant, but they're going to stay somewhere else.
Boondocking with Boomer asked how we are. We're doing okay.
We are doing okay.
I guess I'm all. Oh. You're all alone out there, Boomer.
Everyone else on Facebook.
What's that now?
He's on YouTube. Everyone else on Facebook.
Oh. You want to
Yeah, you might-
higher advanced.
You might be the only one on YouTube that knows how to do the messaging back to us. It is what's happening now is you're on YouTube, and I guess Michael who just said you might be the only one on there, and everybody else is on Facebook, and that's probably why you can't see the other comments that are being made.
Please again post the website for the information central for Perry. Michael.
What was the website?
It's
Yeah.
events. It's the events tab, www.fmca.com. Click the events tab and then go information central.
You can ask a direct question, Boomer. You're welcome. We love doing these.
Yeah, the reason we do these, and we do this so folks can either ask us questions directly or hear answers to questions that are fairly common. It's all to help folks have a better experience, whether they're it's the first time or they've done multiple conventions. We want folks to be as comfortable when they show up as they can. We don't want you showing up being anxious. We don't want you showing up not knowing what's going on. So we want to give as much information as possible, and we'll do this as long as we need to. If you want to stay here a couple hours, we'll do it. Now, Michael probably didn't want to stay here a couple hours, but
my laptop charger.
Yeah. So we're happy to do this. We'll have another one. Was it January 22nd? I believe we're going to do a kind of our final one before we start really tying it down for convention. So if you have questions, even between this one and the 22nd, feel free. Give us a buzz. convention@fmca.com. We'll get back with an answer as quickly as we can. I'll try and be as straight as possible and as honest as possible with the answers. We're doing as much as we can right now to do not only a great convention, but a safe convention.
I want to know if they should unhook the toads before going to our site.
When you arrive, it's always easier if you show up with your towed vehicle unhooked. Now, obviously, if you're towing an RV with a truck, you can't do that. But if you're pulling a car behind and you can unhook before you show up, that's great. That puts you right in the parking queue, and you pull in, you go get parked, and that's it. If you do not have the ability to do that ahead of time, we will have an area where you can unhook when you arrive. Once you get everything situated, then you'll join the parking queue, and it should be no problem. We've in the last couple of years, working with Ken Lewis, who is our parking chief, we've decided to establish an area where we can do the unhook, because it is a problem for folks to be able to do it to be able to do it. So
You guys,
Can I scroll it?
Yep.
just do it that.
Just a minute. Lost this one. I don't understand the reasoning for buses as opposed to open air trams. Aren't the trams safer?
Well, I can tell you a couple reasons, and one, it has to do with the weather in Perry is often between cold and windy and rainy. It can be. We also have a very difficult time finding volunteers to ride on the open air trams. So that means I have to go and hire temp service folks to do that. And I can tell you that is a much more comfortable ride if you ride on a bus than if you ride on an open air tram. If folks wear their masks and they do what they're supposed to do, I don't foresee any problems with us having buses. The trams are, the trams have done well, but it is a rough ride. It can be a very uncomfortable ride. Quite honestly, it's much easier to have buses than to have pull behind trams where I have to go find drivers for vehicles. I have to rent tractors, or I have to rent trucks. I have to get them fueled up. I have to do all that kind of stuff. With the bus, I hire the bus and they come and they do everything for us. It relieves me of a lot of volunteer issues that we've had in the past. And quite honestly, we've used buses in other places, and it is just a much more efficient, it's a much more user-friendly way for people to move around.
Is there a chance the event will be canceled due to the pandemic?
I would say, yeah. I mean, there's a chance the event could be canceled. I don't foresee it happening, but I don't have a crystal ball that can look into the future and tell you for sure what will be happening 3 months from now. I know the state of Georgia at this point has no restrictions on us having an event. That could change. I do not know that, so I can't say no. All I can say is, as of right now, we have no plans for this event to be canceled.
Well, on that vein, it was said, do you think it would be better just to cancel the event this year? It won't kill us not to have one this year and just wait until next year. What do you think?
Well, my opinion is that we're going to have this. If folks want to come and they're comfortable coming, they will. If you are not comfortable coming, I suggest you don't sign up and you wait till next year. You know, I've been given instructions as the director of events to put together a convention. It's not my decision whether we do or do not have it. That is in the executive board's hands and, you know, the government's hands. My job is to put together an event, and that's what I'm doing. Do I foresee us not having it? No, I don't. I foresee us having this event. And for folks who want to show up, we will have the event. And if you don't feel comfortable, I suggest you don't come. If you're registered already and you're feeling uncomfortable about it, please give us a call and we'll get you taken care of.
It's a choice, you know, people, I mean, we've had great response of people who want to come, and that's great. And that's sort of why we're doing it right now. And until somebody tells us no.
I can tell you, I was very surprised when we opened registration and we jumped to 1,000 attendees fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting that, but it happened. So there are a lot of people who are interested in coming to this event. You know, as I said, it's not
for everybody.
It's not for everybody, and you have to make your decision based upon your own personal feelings of safety.
Will there be a Camp Freightliner at this convention?
Will there be a
Freightliner? Will they be at the? I can't remember if they Freightliner.
Camp Freightliner. I think that's something different. I think that's a Freightliner event.
Oh.
Freightliner, I believe, is registered. I can't tell you for sure though, so I don't want to say yes for sure, but I believe they are registered. Camp Freightliner is something different, than, and you'll have to talk to the people at Freightliner about that.
What's the weather usually like in March and Perry?
The weather in Perry in March can range from like the 40s and cold and windy to the 70s and absolutely spectacular. We've been there where we've gotten both. So, you know, it just depends on, you know, what it's like. The last couple of times we've been to Perry, been very fortunate with the weather. It's been quite nice. Shirt sleeve weather for most folks. Gets a little chilly at night, but during the day is very nice. So we're looking forward to those type of days, not the cold and windy days.
I think I'm missing here. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. We got hi from Hialeah Gardens, Florida. Thanks for all the information. Happy holidays, many blessings, and good health in 2021. See you all in March.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need the blessing.
We appreciate that.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you too. A trams boomer would not. Events move forward. Folks are uncomfortable.
I'll put another one up there.
Okay. Will there be food vendors near the buildings? They'll be in the buildings.
Say it again now.
Food vendors near the buildings.
Well, we will have concession areas outside, and we will have one concession area open inside the McGill building where folks get something to eat and sit down and have something to eat. But most of our concessions will be outdoor concession areas, and then typically what we have is some picnic tables around those concession areas where you can get something to eat and sit down and have your food.
If the event is canceled, will we get our money back?
We've discussed that, and if the event is canceled, we will take care of all registrants.
Boomer, we understand your feelings. We don't want to get into a debate, but we totally get it. And people, you know, they all understand what they want to do. And we're not crazy, you know, we're not going to be reckless and all that. We totally understand your point. Did I say if the event cancels, okay, if the event canceled, will we get our money back?
We talked
Oh,
about
I'm
that.
sorry,
already.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer him too. Would you consider a group painting class with RV themed artwork? We've got one. Well, it's not RV themed, it's beach path. I have 2 of those. And one I'm hoping to be like a paint and sip, and the other one will be just regular painting, and then there's a wine glass painting. So I have 3.
Are you asking if you are interested in maybe
Presenting
one?
Presenting one.
If you are, then give Barb a call, or give us a call here at the office, and she will be happy to talk to you about it.
Are you going to have handicap parking for rigs?
Yes, we will have disabled parking. It's just to the north of the north gate, so it's very close. The majority of it is on asphalt, so we try and get as many of our disabled into that area as possible. I have a limited amount of space, so there may be some that have to park in grass, but they're all very close spots. That you can get to the activity areas fairly easily. We have activity carts out there. If you have scooters or other mobility devices, it's very easy to get from where you're at into the activity areas.
First time attending, is there a wait list to upgrade from generator hookups to full type hookups available?
We do have a wait list for full hookups for 50 and 30. You have to get in touch with us if you've already registered. If you haven't registered, you can get with us as well and get on our wait list for that. I can say pretty safely that our wait lists are pretty heavy right now. For 50 full. For our 30 fulls, I think not as much. I think our 50 fulls are pretty heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, but you can still get 30 or 50 amp electric, because you said from generator. So that's 30 and 50 amp electrics available. Full hookup is got a wait list.
Yeah, full hookup is a wait list. If you're just looking for electric, those are available 50 and 30 for anyone. We'll have, we can take care of as many people as possible with that.
So
Okay,
that's about it. Yes, sir.
Kind of seems like we're closing in on an hour now.
You mentioned, wait a minute, you mentioned buses for transportation from RV parking to convention area. Is it walkable?
I don't know what walkable means. Walkable is different for most folks. It is fairly close for a lot of the areas. It just depends on where you end up parking or getting parked. There is a lot of space where a lot of areas, parking areas, that is walkable. But as I said, it just depends on what's walkable from one person and what's walkable for another. I think any of the areas for me would be walkable. For some folks, it might not be as easy. We do recommend, if you have bicycles, that you use your bicycles. We always encourage folks to do that. It's probably the best and quickest way to get around the grounds is by bike. We also will have, as I mentioned, golf cart, some activity golf carts running around picking folks up. But between the buses, the golf carts, and if you wish to walk, certainly can get over there fairly easily.
Can we come in a day early? If so, do we need to pre-registration?
If you're looking to come in a day early, you will come in on the day that you are signed up. Parking days are the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Those are the only days we'll be parking folks who don't have to be there for another reason. So if you're going to come in a day early from what your original parking was, you can do that, and we can park you for an additional $30 fee, or you can stay in the holding area and dry camp until it is your day to park.
Can we use our own golf cart?
You may use your own golf cart. There's a couple caveats to that. If you want to drive your golf cart after dark, you have to have lights. You certainly have to have, insurance for your golf cart in case you are in some type of accident. If you do drive your own golf cart, you have to obey the 5 mile an hour laws or rules that we have. and using that golf cart. And we do, want to make sure that you're obeying all the safety guidelines as far as driving it on the site. So yes, if you have your own golf cart, you certainly can bring it and use it during the event.
I think we're done there. Looks like. So, you're welcome, Facebook user. Well, Doug. Yep, we'll see you all in Perry. Hope you all have a great, Mr. Santa here wants to wish you
happy holidays to all. Wish you a great Christmas. Happy New Year. I know we're all looking forward to 2021 and getting out of 2020, and hopefully next year will be a much better year for everyone. We are very thankful for what we have, but we're really looking forward to what's coming in the future as well. So, anything else, Barbie?
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you with updates, and keep an eye on FMCA.com. We'll keep it updated all through the holidays.
Yeah, and we will have, once we get into January, you'll start seeing a lot more from us as far as e-blasts coming out with information. And just make sure you open them and look at them. We get a lot of instances where folks don't open it up. So if you see something coming from the events department and you are registered, please at least open it up, take a look at it, see if it's applicable to your situation. So until the 22nd of January, y'all take care, and happy holidays.
Thank you.